Hello, tennis fans. You're watching and listening to Match Point Canada. I'm your host, Mike McIntyre. And this week, very happy to welcome a returning guest, a friend of the podcast, to the show. And just before we get to that, I do want to thank our sponsors today. This episode is brought to you by Everyside, located in the heart of Toronto's financial district. It's a wonderful restaurant/brewery located at 120 Adelaide Street West. Everyside has great homebrewed beers on tap, a delicious menu, killer patio, and just overall a great vibe as well. We're also happy to share with our audience that we will be hosting a pre-National Bank Open party at Everyside on July 31st. If you'd like to attend, please reach out on social media to us at Matchpoint Canada, and we'll put you on the guest list. More details to come in the weeks ahead. But for right now, without any further ado, to introduce our guest, a returning guest, as I said, friend of the podcast, world number one, former world number one in women's doubles, Grand Slam champion, and an all-around great person, Erin Routliffe. Welcome back to Matchpoint Canada.
Thanks so much.
What's new with you? Any exciting news or interesting opponents maybe that you faced once or twice in the last couple weeks? I don't know. You tell me if anything's been a little unusual for you recently.
Yeah, maybe drawing Serena at both of her Serena first rounds of both of her first two tournaments back.
Didn't have that on your 2026 bingo card back in January, I'm sure.
No, definitely not. It was just so funny.
I mean, it was funny for us. I was kind of curious how you would feel being the one who had to experience it not once, but twice. But it was really something just to see how the tennis gods work sometimes and how the draws can unfold. But before I get to the two times that you faced her here, what was your reaction like when you just heard the news that, it had been rumored for a while now, but that it was confirmed she was going to be coming back to play doubles this summer on the grass courts?
Yeah, I think everyone was kind of waiting to see when she'd come back. Obviously, we know that she loves grass. Has won every tournament, won Wimbledon a billion times. I think everyone kind of was like, oh, grass would be cool. And then I think there were rumors about queens and doubles. So we kind of all were like, oh, like, I don't know. I feel like as a doubles player, you're like, oh, I wonder who she's going to play with. You know what I mean?
Right. First, you're thinking about who her partner's going to be.
Totally. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're like, is it Venus? Like, what's happening? So then when it was like confirmed she was playing with Vicky, I actually thought that was really cool. Obviously knowing Vicky for ever. I thought that was awesome. Awesome for her. Great partner for Serena, obviously great partner for Vicky. And I thought it was such a cool team. Like, I just thought it was honestly like such a good choice.
And what an experience for a 19-year-old to be partnered up with. And that the GOAT, reached out to her. Like, Serena reached out to her by text. And at first, Vicky wasn't even sure. She's like, who is this? Serena? Oh, maybe Serena, right?
Yeah, no. And she is the sweetest and like such a competitor. I'm like Vicky's biggest fan. So for her to get that opportunity to do that was so cool. I was like, wow, what a great start. Amazing. Like, so good. And then I saw, well, actually it's funny because I don't look at the draws. I just kind of find out who
You're one of those players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was playing with Nikki, and I actually didn't have a partner for queens for a long time. I was like bopping around looking, and then Nikki's partner got injured. So then we were playing together.
Okay.
And she spoke it into the universe, actually. She said like 3 days before the draw came out, she was like, I hope we play Serena. And I was like, wow.
You didn't share that same sentiment or what?
You know what? Like, I can appreciate the experience, obviously. And obviously, like, growing up watching her play, like, if you told me as a little girl that I was going to get to play against her, I would have laughed in your face. I would have said, well, no, like, I'm never going to play Serena. Like, don't be silly.
Sure.
So to tell myself that I was playing against her was such like a wow moment. But at the same time, there was a lot of uncomfortable things around it, right? I'm playing with a partner that I've never played with before. Both of us are trying to figure each other out.
Oh, I didn't realize that was your first time with Nikki. Yeah.
Yeah, we've never played together before. So that, like, we're trying to figure that out. We're first match on grass, like everyone's first match on grass, but you're going from clay to grass, probably the toughest transition the whole year.
Sure.
And then obviously playing on center court. I'd never played on that court in Queens. I'd only played Queens once. It was only the second time Queens has been a thing. So on a different court in Queens, and obviously Serena, her first match in London, big city, Queens, iconic, like
so much buzz.
Not a seat empty, which, we love. Honestly, when I heard that she was going to come back to play doubles, for me as a predominantly doubles player, That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's the
great for
way that
doubles.
totally. That's the way to get people to watch more doubles. So huge fan. I hope she continues to do it. Yeah, the first match was fun. I was deer in headlights for the first like 3 games, like literally deer in headlights. Like,
Because it's like Serena Williams across the net, or
yeah, I think a little. Yeah, I think you know, you're like you're on the other side of the net, and I'm a competitor, of course, but obviously like everyone is, but you're like almost like a fan. You're like, wow, like I want to see how she's playing, but then at the same time, like you're
but I
playing.
got to try and beat her. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, it was a good match. They both played really well. We all played pretty well, I think. Like I honestly think it was like a pretty high quality first round. There's everyone watching, everyone tuned in. So it's definitely, I was thinking about it. I was like, is this the most watched match I've ever had in my life?
Right.
100%. Not
It
even
had to be,
like,
Yeah.
yeah, not
Yeah.
even like finals of slams, USF, doesn't matter. Like this was the most watched. Finals of Wimbledon, even like this was the match that people were watching the most.
Sure,
so.
sure. Well, you
Yeah.
probably gathered up some new Erin Routliffe fans in the process, don't you think?
I hope so.
I think so.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. I think maybe the second time, because people kind of felt bad for me. They were like, wait, surely not. Like she has a different partner. We both had different partners, but it's still like Erin like playing her, and they were probably like, what the heck?
Yeah, there's so many different like dynamics going on here. The fact that you got to play her again, but she was with a different partner, you're with a different partner.
Yeah.
It's literally the week after. Yeah, just craziness. So if I back up a moment, you said that your partner Nikki kind of put it into the universe that, we're going to draw Serena. What was your reaction, and like how did you find out then that match was actually happening, that you did in fact draw Serena?
Yeah, so she texted me and she said we play Serena. And I was like, well, I kind of knew it was going to happen. Like, because if you say, like, I do believe in that kind of stuff, I was like, okay.
Of course.
And then it was actually nice to know a few days in advance, like what time and like what day we were going to play. Because, it's always night before you kind of get scheduled, but we knew early, no matter what with the rain or whatever. But yeah, I was, I had a couple days to wrap my head around it, and I was excited. There was so much buzz around it. Did
your phone explode? Like, I know I added to whatever number of messages you were getting, because I couldn't believe I had to send you something. But did you get a whole ton of messages from friends and family?
More after, because I think it was on TSN, because like Vicky was playing with Serena. I mean, Serena's gonna be on everywhere, but then her playing with Vicky, it was on TSN.
Yeah, the
so
Canadian
like a lot of so then a lot of my friends, like even from high school, whatever, who don't really follow tennis, were like, wait, I literally just turned on the TV and saw you playing Serena. But most of them just saw the overhead I didn't put away, because that was like a sport.
Of course.
Yeah, so that was like the shot of the mat.
Hey, listen, what did you make of Serena then in that first match? I mean, for being off the tour for nearly 4 years, for being 44 years old, she's got 2 little kids that she's also raising and taking care of, and just the rust and whatnot. Were you surprised by what she brought to the table in her very first match back?
I don't think so. I think doubles, grass, and being on grass, serve and return are massive, and she's always going to be able to serve amazing, and she's always going to be able to return amazing. So, and her being such a competitor, I don't think that's ever going to go away. I didn't think she'd step on the court, on the match court, without being prepared. Obviously she's not at her peak. She's not like what she used to be, but she's still an incredible player. And the way that she strikes the ball is, next level even now. So yeah, I don't think I was surprised at all, really, but she was, I felt like she was like poaching a lot more than I thought. And, obviously she won like 14 Grand Slams in doubles, something like that.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell like her court sense and everything was still there completely. But yeah, no, I wasn't surprised. I really, as the greatest of all time, I think you have to be such a competitor, in the sense like you have to be a bit of a freak about it. And so I just didn't think that she'd step on the court without the preparation. I don't, obviously she'd probably say she's not at her best, which is clear, but yeah, very, very high level.
How was the serve compared to, the serves you're seeing on a week in, week out kind of basis?
No, I would say she let a couple like go, you know what I mean? Like she let a couple really hard flat ones. I think, I don't know, it's like 5-all, 30-all or something. She let one rip to Nikki, and it was quite fast. But yeah, similar. I think like really really high level still, for sure.
So then you get a few days to kind of digest that experience and you start looking ahead to the next tournament. And lo and behold, not looking at the draws, I guess, how did you find out you were playing Serena again at that one?
Most of the time, the way I find out who I play is I just like Google my name. Like I know the draw came out and I'll just Google my name and I'll see it. Just a quick
search. Okay.
Yeah. So I did that. I actually couldn't believe it. Like I was like, the first time I was like, whoa, this is going to be like a fun experience. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, this is awesome, blah, blah. And I think, you know, going into that match, it's so watched. It's like so much buzz around it. And then in the second week, when I saw the draw, I was like, oh, like I kind of was like, not again. I don't know, to be honest.
I couldn't believe it. I had to check twice, right? It was like a double take for sure.
Yeah.
And for Serena, I mean, unfortunately, because of Vicky's injury, they didn't progress really any further in that first tournament either. So for her, it was also her second match on grass, and you guys are going head to head and with two different partners. So what do you do between that first and second one once you realize you're playing her again in terms of just your own preparation to go through and hopefully get the dub, which you did?
Yeah, I think it's the same as, you know, I think I try to play this type of, or the style of doubles that makes people uncomfortable. So, you know, working a lot on serve return, first volleys, first balls, because it's very like quick points on grass. So I just tried to do that. And like, you know, right now I feel like I'm playing well. I've had a rough year, but I'm trusting the process. So I'm kind of just doing that all the time. Like, it doesn't really matter who's on the other side of the net. I'm just trying to stick to my strengths and, you know, back myself and trust myself. That time I was a little bit more excited to be on center court. I think having the experience, honestly, of doing it the week before, like a week prior, helped a ton. Right. Yeah, it really did. It just was different. Like I don't know. Like I feel like if anyone got to do it, like play 2 weeks in a row or whatever on the comeback, like they'd literally be the same. They'd be the same way. They'd be like, yeah, you know, you just have a completely different experience. So yeah, no, I thought she played really well actually in our second round. Juju and I played really well. We won a lot of deuce points. It was a really, really close match, but we were pretty good on deuce points. That was really the only difference. But yeah.
And when you're playing someone who's been away for so long, do you target them at all? Do you say, hey, if I have a shot where I could put it either to either side, I'm going to go after the player who hasn't played often maybe, or who might be a little rustier? Or are you like, oh, but that's Serena Williams. Maybe I'm going to hit to the other player on the court?
Good question. I don't think I really have an answer. I think I don't think so.
Just playing your game, just letting it play.
Honestly, was very, very, very focused on not, which I normally do a pretty good job about, like no matter who I'm playing, we're playing. I don't really I'm playing the ball basically.
Yeah.
So I definitely did like a good job of that in the second match. So I was just trying to do my thing and like get fired up, you know what I mean? And like kind of be able to play more grass matches. Cause ultimately I love the grass season. And the biggest thing I was upset about at Queens was like not getting an opportunity to play again. Yeah, exactly. Cause I love it. So I was just trying to do that.
What was it like with the crowd? You joked with me after that first match when we were texting that, you had to have a laugh that the crowd was obviously going to be cheering for Serena so overwhelmingly. What was it like having two packed courts with them really hoping that Serena would pull through when you're playing and trying to move forward as well?
Yeah, I think it was kind of like, yeah, I mean, in England, they're really, really respectful fans, I will say. So, like, even if they're, like, cheering for one side, they're still very, like, they clap when good points happen. They just love tennis. And same with in Berlin. Actually, they were very good with that. I would say it's kind of like playing, I don't know, if I was ever at US Open or something, playing like an American on, like, Armstrong or Ash. I feel like that's vibe. Probably, yeah. But it's fine. I don't mind it at all. I really don't. I like an atmosphere. I like people watching, like even if like not a single one of them is cheering for me or me and my partner, I totally just like when people are watching and care about what's happening. So I really, really don't mind either
for tennis, right? A packed house is good for tennis. It's certainly good for doubles. We love to see it. So yeah. I would have the same sort of outlook myself, I guess. And that was my reaction to her coming back. And at first, only committing to doubles. Now, clearly she's going to be playing singles too, getting that wild card at Wimbledon. I'm ready to branch off from Serena questions, but I do just have one or two more here, obviously, for you. What do you think she can do? What do you think once she gets going, if she plans on sticking around for a little bit in terms of doubles, or I don't know if you can speak to what you think she could do in singles too, but do you think she can still make people uncomfortable and have a little go at it here?
Yeah, I think totally. I think, obviously Nikki and I are, a good team, and for them to beat us was a good win. And, we're two big servers. And I think that doubles is just it's a different sport. I wouldn't be able to speak to singles, but I think with doubles, it is like a different sport, very quick, very like 1-2 punch. So I think that is like her specialty. So I totally think that she could be really successful. Yeah.
Yeah, so stoked to see what happens next with this one. Yeah, just great to have a legend of the sport back, for sure.
Totally.
Looking at your season, you mentioned a few moments ago that it hasn't maybe gone according to plans. Obviously playing with new partners this year, having ended your time with Gabby Dabrowski. We love both of you and have on this pod for a long time, obviously, as well. I think you've played with like 8 different partners this year. I don't know if you're trying to like set a record or what, but I counted at least 8. So is it kind of just, it's been situational, or are you just waiting to find one that clicks on a more full-time basis? What's the reason for such a revolving door this season for you?
Yeah, I think situational is a good way to put it. It just happens in doubles where, if you guys aren't playing well together, one of you doesn't want to continue or whatever it is, then yeah, you just got to be on the hunt again. So this year has just been, a lot of different partners. I've played a lot of tournaments. I've, been obviously training a lot. I think ultimately, like in the next couple of years of my career, I'll be looking for someone more full-time, like to commit to for a longer period of time. But also when you say that, like sometimes that just doesn't happen. So you kind of gotta, I've always said that if you want to be one of the best doubles players in the world, you got to be able to play with anyone. So I'm definitely trying to do that.
So you played with Juliana last week, who we know well. She used to partner Sharon Fishman, who's a good friend of the podcast as well. Yeah. They made it to the WTA finals that last year that Sharon played, which is pretty fantastic. Yeah. Now you're back with Nikki, I think, in Bad Homburg this week for your final Wimbledon prep. Important for you to try and squeeze in a couple more matches before the big slam here?
I think just because Nikki and I have only played that one match together, we're just trying to get more prep for Wimbledon.
So that is okay. So that's who you're playing with at Wimbledon, then, obviously.
Oh yeah. So yeah, just for that. I mean, the grass scene is so short. So I mean, obviously for singles players, like they don't really play the week before Wimbledon, but for us doubles players, like we only get 3 events before. So if you want to skip one of them, then you only get 2, and then it's a slam. So it's kind of tough. But I really like this event. I'm in Bad Homburg. It's an amazing tournament, and I've done well here before. And yeah, no, I'm excited.
And Wimbledon, 2024 finalist at Wimbledon, and happy memories from that experience. How exciting and how different is Wimbledon compared to other tournaments, even other Grand Slams on the calendar?
Yeah, I think it is just a bit different for everyone. I think the main one is like sports fans or people that don't necessarily follow tennis. Everyone knows about Wimbledon, and it's like the one tournament that everyone knows what it is. And it's just a different vibe. It's so like iconic, historical, and everyone's pretty happy to be there. One of my favorite surfaces. I've had really good memories there. I think it was I guess USM was the first time I ever played, but I think my first Wimbledon was, I don't know, long time ago, but I like got in. I think I was like 7th or 8th alternate, and I ended up getting in, which was such a high. And then there was like such a low. I had match points first round and then didn't win it. And it just is like, it just reminds you of like tennis, how it can be just such a roller coaster.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm super excited. It is one of my, if not my favorite event of the whole year. So I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah.
Are you excited for the inevitable Serena Venus first round matchup that you're going to get here, or what?
God. No, knock on wood, please. I've paid my dues. It's enough. 2 times is enough.
Yeah. Give her a break, right?
Yeah.
Are you a creature of habit? Do you like stay at the same hotel or bed and breakfast or whatever it is, eat at the same restaurants when you're there? Is it kind of like keep things consistent with what you know?
No, not at all. I've stayed somewhere different for the last 5 years. So I've liked every single place that I've stayed at. It just has happened that I always stay in apartments and they haven't been available the next year. So yeah, I'm always different, and I'm always staying with like different people. Like I'm just like bopping around. I don't mind at all. But I do love staying like in Wimbledon or in like Southfields, like close to the tennis, because it's so nice to be able to walk there and get your coffee and chill. It's nice not to have to drive and deal with the traffic.
Yeah, we're so looking forward to it. It's my favorite slam of the year. I said it many times before on this podcast. It's literally what hooked me on tennis. I think I was like 6 or 7 years old, and I'm watching TV, and you just see the lawns on TV, and you're like, what the heck is this? And the white clothing, it's just such a contrast, and it can't help but hook you on the sport. I feel like if you've ever watched Wimbledon, you're going to be watching tennis again. And well, here we are many years later, and I've never stopped. So yeah, it worked. I am actually, okay, I wasn't going to plan on asking you this, but now it's come to mind. I just found out today that I'm going to be playing on grass courts next week for the first time here in Toronto at High Park. They've got a couple of grass courts there. Cool. Never even seen them. I've never stepped on a grass court before. I am very much a amateur tennis player. Even though I've been playing for like 40 years, I'm still, yeah. Anyways, that's another story altogether. But grass court tennis for a newbie, for a rookie, what would you say the first time I head out there? A couple of tips maybe for me to keep in mind.
Oof. I would say bend your knees, like warm up your knees, because like the ball bounce is so freaking low.
Got it.
So yeah, just stay low, literally like ass to the grass. I'm sorry, I just swore in your podcast.
No, it's cool. We're not with Tennis Canada anymore. You can say whatever you want. Yeah.
But yeah, you really gotta be bending, and I would say hit a lot of slice and chips. Like that is just like one of the best shots on grass. And be extra aggressive. 3 tips.
All right. I'll try and start with the first one, which is just stretch so I don't injure myself. Okay.
Yeah. I got to start doing that.
Yeah. Well, and imagine Serena at 44. Am I good? I'm not kidding. When you get into your 40s, everything starts hurting, even just on a regular day-to-day basis. So I can't imagine coming back and playing high-level competitive tennis. It's just so impressive.
It is really impressive.
I mean, there's a reason there aren't many professional tennis players over the age of 40, right?
No, exactly. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I think I've asked you before on the podcast if you see yourself playing, up until that stage, and I don't think that was in your plans.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. All right, let's just quickly touch on after the grass court season, the hard courts, back to the hard courts of North America.
Yeah.
Again, a swing that you've had a lot of success on. Are you going to be playing with Nikki for the whole summer then? Will we see you two together here in Toronto at the National Bank Open?
No, I don't know who I'm playing with, so that'll be another.
How do you tennis players do this? How do you leave it till the last minute? I would be so stressed out.
Nikki has like a full-time partner, Buxa. She plays with her, but Buxa got injured at French Open. Okay. So I think Buxa's hoping to be back for the hard courts.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
But is it like too soon to really like reach out at this point and talk hard court season with potential partners, or?
No, I think it's happening kind of right now. Like everyone's kind of figuring it out. So I'll probably know soon. But yeah, I don't know yet.
You kind of know, you just can't tell us. I kind of feel there's a vibe that you know what's going on, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Serena will say, I'm tired of playing against this, we're going to join up and join forces. How cool would that be?
Honestly, the second time, that was my plan at the net, was to be like,
to ask her?
Like next time, like same side.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, you should have. You totally should have.
Yeah.
Is it just a constant parade of text messages though between players trying to like link up and say, "Hey, would you consider?" Is it awkward? Is it kind of like, I don't know, kind of like speed dating or something?
Yeah, it is exactly like speed dating. I've always said that there should be kind of like an app or something for the doubles tour and doubles players, but that's exactly what it is. It's literally like we all have each other's numbers. Sometimes like coaches involved, obviously, like asking each other. I would say with the singles players, a lot of the time agents are involved, but not really with us.
Yeah.
And yeah, you kind of just like, you talk about it. You're like, if you align, because a lot of the times I feel like you'll know, like, especially people that have been playing for years and years, like I'm 31. I kind of know what I like and I know what I don't like.
Yep.
So a lot of the times you can talk before and be like, hey, this is aligning or it's not aligning, and like kind of figure it out. So It's exactly what it is. Speed
Well,
dating.
you should totally market that app, swipe right if you want to play with this person, or left if you're not, and then you see if you get a match and you both get a ping or something. And
It'd be a really good like show. I think that Netflix really dropped the ball with their whole breakpoint situation.
Yeah, too many singles players, and agreed.
Yeah, it was a bit boring. So I
It's
think
funny.
that
I didn't get into it either. Like, to be perfectly serious, it didn't really do it for me. I don't know if it's because it was meant for like casual people to bring them into the tennis world. Kind of like I wasn't an F1 fan until I watched the F1 show, and it hooked me. But maybe we know too much about the sport that it left us wanting more. It left me wanting more, I guess. Anyways.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't get into it either. I did watch it, but I was kind of just like, wow, there's so much like chaos. Like the tennis tour is so chaotic. Like I don't understand how they didn't show some of that.
Yeah. More drama. Weird. We want more drama.
Yeah.
Well, we're hoping for very little drama and no chaos for you this week at Bad Homburg and at Wimbledon, obviously, as well. Looking forward to catching up in person in Toronto at the NBO later this summer. To have you back on, what I'm sure we both kind of consider home soil, as you do represent New Zealand, but live in Montreal, and that whole wonderful backstory about the parents' sailing trip. I love that story. I tell it all the time, actually. But thanks for joining me today. I want to also thank Everyside, our sponsor for today. I'm going to go crack open their Everyside lager here, which is, I'll save you one for when you get to town in August. Okay. Very delicious, easy going, easy drinking lager. Tennis fans, thanks for listening. Again, I'm your host, Mike McIntyre. You've been listening to Matchpoint Canada, and we will talk to you next time.
Thank you guys so much for watching us at Matchpoint Canada. If you like our work, follow along, hit the subscribe button below.